All right, you ready for this rabbit hole? So someone put in the comments they were looking at the TYs that are up in my the vent trunk in the third floor of this job. So all the 2-inch risers went up, and I ran a 3-inch vent trunk in the peak of the dwelling, and all the 2s attached to that. And I put 3 and then frost closure through the roof for VTR. So that was, and the question was, they saw the T and they were asking, is it a sanitary T or is it a TY? Well, here we go with terms that are being used by multiple people. It's a rabbit hole. So anyway, you asked for it. If you go to chapter 18 in your code book, you'll find all the acronyms. They asked me, DSTM, which is usually the number that's on a fitting. Now, I just grabbed one here, and you can see that, there it is. ASTM D220 and I believe that's the ASTM number for that. That is the same number that is on the TY that the person commented on in the video about the vents. So now if you go to chapter 18, I'm in the 2018 code book. Probably close to the same in 2021. The only thing I'm seeing new in the code is the introduction of IMPO as we move to the international. Again, someone asked the question. We're still on national standard here in the garden. Probably one of 2 states in the union that is still doing that. I believe almost everyone else has gone international. So, again, you go to chapter 18, and it starts listing stuff. And we were looking at PVC, polyvinyl chloride. Yes, that is the same stuff that went off the rails in the Buckeye, in case you're curious. Let's see, ASSE. Let's see if I pay up. Here we go. ASTM. Pay attention to numbers. I mean, this is a wild ride. It does have a method to the madness. But I've read computer code that's easier to understand than this. Ring. 40. So if you go here, it tells you, let's get a pointer. If you go here, the SPF 1866, standard for polyvinyl chloride, PVC plastic schedule 40, drainage, DWV fabricated fittings. And the rabbit hole does get a little deeper. Let's just concentrate on that. All right. Where was it? It's here. So if you go over, it tells you table 3.5, 3.6, and 3.7. So now in the same book, if you page back to chapter 3, in case you're curious, and I don't want to miss anything. Chapter 3 in your code book says materials. Dun, dun, dun. So now if you go forward to the tables, in this book they start on page 52. Your tables start. Then if you go forward to table 3.5, and it's a little shaky, but I'm on a job site doing this, so. All right, and 3.5, you'll see here we go, number 16. PVC plastic pipe and fittings, DWV. And there is the number. D2665. ASTM socket, F186 socket, and that's the same number that is on this fitting. D2665. So that shows you how to follow what is in the code as approved and disapproved. So if I go down again, what was it, 16? 16, A. What does A mean? Approved. If there's an X, it means not approved. So that answers the question of, kind of answers the question of the comment. Is it a sanitary or is it a TY? I mean, my first answer would be it's both. But, under whose terms? Now, since we're in the chart and it does say sanitary, I would say it's a sanitary T. Sanitary TY. But I don't know where the question was going, but I hope I answered it. Maybe the person who commented will comment again. Again, this is, I think, leading down the road of which way the TYs are turned in the vents again. We've had a lot of questions about that. And again, I was saying before that our last CE was about 64 of us. When you go to CE for so long, you see the same guys, especially in your area. And again, we get a lot of people from the Empire State over here. And I asked them the same question. And you know what? I got a mixed bag. A lot of the guys who kind of went down my road to say, well, you know what? Before I put a big system in, I actually asked, are they okay with the T's this way or that way? And a lot of the guys that are in my group have been, doing this since the late 60s. And all of us who are cast iron guys, I would say, cast iron people, I would say, do not turn TYs upside down in the vent. Probably out of habit because, again, back in the days when you had, 2 or 3 pots of molten lead going, you didn't turn a TY upside down. Not only that, the TYs that were cast iron back in those days could only go one way. Unless you cut a piece of pipe, how the hell would you turn a hub upside down? I believe that's where it derived from. But a lot of the newer guys I asked, newer means the last 25 years. Or last 20 years, at least 25 years. They do turn their TYs upside down in the vents. And I think they get used to it. And they always tell guys who are older, such as myself, that, you're doing that wrong. You're supposed to turn it upside down. So I went back to the inspectors. Now, inspectors also are masters. And again, the same thing happened. The older guys say it doesn't matter. And the newer guys say, I want it that way. So it's kind of like, a creature of habit type of scenario, it seems to be. But again, my suggestion is ask. If you're going to put a big system in like this, where all this is going on, just ask. And I did ask before I started this. The answer I got was, it doesn't matter. And again, where I see it did matter, when I was doing a job with battery venting, and again, the PE had the blueprint sealed where he designated which way the TYs would go in the vents. And one of the jobs I was on, there was no designation. I actually called the engineer and said, hey, which way do you want that? You know what he said? Follow the code. Well, damn, in the code, I don't, I'm looking now. That's my next rabbit hole. Go down the code and find out where do they talk about turning TYs upside down. And I'm going to look, but if you guys got it, hey, put it in the comments. I'm willing. All right, so this is the rabbit hole on approved material. And I also found something interesting in here that I was going to show you here. I think this is it. Here it is. Remember that when we went back, we saw table 3, 5, 3, 6, and 3, 7. Well, here you go. One that's interesting. PVC non-pressure reprocess recycled content. Schedule 40. Approved. Guess what? There's that number again. 2665. So you might see 2664. Oh, I'm sorry, 2466 or 2665. On these, that I have in this job, they're all 2665. So they're approved. And actually 36 for vent piping, which is what I'm using. It's approved for vent piping. And 37 is for storm drain pipings, just so you know. I'm going to do that again real quick because I don't want this video to get too long. 35 is sanitary, which is what I was asked, and that is approved. So this fitting is approved for sanitary. It's approved for vent piping. And let's see, is it approved for storm? Table 37. There it is again. 2665. Yep, so they're approving, they're actually saying that they're recycling polyvinyl chloride. And they're approving those as well. Doesn't surprise me. We're going international and all the green madness out there. That things are being recycled and reused. All right, so that was the video on sanitary tea. I'll probably name the video that. I might even call it 2665, just to keep it interesting. All right, we're still going to do a video on hammer time, which are water hammers. And the other video, I forgot already, the other one. Hammer time, and it was something else that was in the comments. Oh well, we'll do it when we get to it. See ya.